Hello, you're watching the morning news with me, James Chow. We're live from Beijing, where it's now 8 a.m. Thanks for being with us. And let's start off in China, where testing has finished for the Shenzhou-7 space mission. The final joint checks for the rocket, spacecraft and launch system took place at the Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center in northwest China's Gansu province. Meng Lingqi has that.
5、4、3、2、1，点火！
On command, Shenzhou-7 started its simulation flight. Today's countdown procedure was a dress rehearsal for the real thing.
它一个是呢，最后一次确定这个火箭的这些。
The last test is set to check the technological condition of the rocket, and now the mission has been given the green light.
协调性。
Designers also gave green light to the rocket system.
目前飞船整个状态非常正常，各个设备
Everything is going well.
参数判
The
读都
spacecraft is now ready to begin
应
its
该
mission.
说这个飞船已经具备。
With all the tests completed, we are now preparing for the final check on rocket propellant, cranes, and conveyor.
Shenzhou-7 is undergoing quality appraisement this afternoon, and if it passes that test, the spacecraft will be ready for fueling. Meng Lingqi, CCTV.
Let's stay with this story. All 5 of China's satellite tracking ships are now in position. Will Black has more on the final preparations for the Yuanwang fleet.
The ships will track and support the Shenzhou-7 spaceship, which is due to blast off on September 25th. The tracking ships will monitor the entire spacewalk and also keep tabs on the depressurization of the orbital module when astronauts leave and re-enter the spaceship. The Yuanwang fleet can also control the solar panels, its orbital maneuvers, and its maintenance. This radar is one of the key facilities on Yuanwang 3. The 20-ton giant can move at a speed of 30 degrees per second. To avoid any possible malfunction during rough seas, crew members have to climb up the 10-meter-high antenna to check and adjust the equipment every day.
All 5 Yuanwang ships have reached the designated areas in the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. The personnel and facilities are all in good shape. We are very confident that we can fully accomplish this mission.
China boasts a total of 6 Yuanwang space tracking ships, which have carried out 68 expeditions. The ships constitute China's space telemetry network, together with some 20 terrestrial surveying stations. Will Black, CCTV.
Well, a shield called a fairing helps protect satellites during a launch process. For manned spaceships, it's even more important since it helps the astronauts escape any possible accidents. The most sophisticated techniques have been applied to the fairing on the Long March 2F rocket.
The fairing of the Long March 2F rocket envelops the Shenzhou-7 module. During liftoff, outer pressure tightens the fairing. The fairing protects the spaceship from high temperature, vibration, and pressure. Once the Shenzhou-7 reaches the stability of the atmospheric layer, the fairing will automatically open and fall away.
Unlike the fairing on satellites, this one is not only divided in left and right halves, but also in upper and lower halves. The upper part acts as an escape craft. It connects the spacecraft's fairing and the escape engine.
The escape craft does not take away the entire fairing. It carries away the 2 lower capsules of the spacecraft. So the lower part of the fairing is gone. It looks like a bell with an open bottom.
The fairing on the Long March 2F rocket is different from the one used for satellites. It has 4 high-altitude escape engines. 4 wings are attached to the fairing below the engines. If all goes well, they will remain in place.
The function of the wings is to stabilize the escape craft. They boost lift. They are always closed during flight and only open for an emergency escape.
When the escape tower is activated, the wings will unfold, helping the escape craft fly stably.
The wings are like the tail of a kite. Without the wings, the escape craft will be unstable.
The fairing also has an internal supporter that connects it to the return capsule. If something goes wrong during liftoff, the supporter will hold the return capsule as it jettisons to safety.
There's a particular requirement for the supporter. It cannot be too fixed to the spaceship during normal flight. There should be some flexibility.
The Long March 2F special features were designed to ensure it can put the Shenzhou-7 safely into space. It's now ready to fulfill its mission. Will Black, CCTV.
Well, the Shenzhou-7 launch rocket features a special safety design. My colleague Ren Ting has more on the Long March rocket's escape tower.
This part of the rocket is called the escape tower. It's on the very top of the launch rocket that will carry Shenzhou-7 spaceship into orbit. If something goes wrong during takeoff, the escape tower would lift the modules containing the astronauts away from the rocket, bringing the Shenzhou-7 crew to safety in the blink of an eye.
This is the main engine for the escape tower. It has a propelling power of more than 80 to 100 tons, so that it's capable of pushing the spaceship away from the dangerous part of the launch rocket in only 3 or 4 seconds.
For astronauts, 3 or 4 seconds can be the precious difference between life and death. It's long enough to take the crew module to a safe area 2 kilometers away. But even this safety system has its limits, as it becomes ineffective when the altitude of the spacecraft exceeds 39 kilometers. Ren Ting, CCTV.
This is Worldwide Watch, still to come on this program.